Hi. Is anyone home? Hello? Sir? Is this your place? Oh, well, I suppose since you've already seen me, I can just go ahead and explain what all of this is about. Hi, my name is Santa. I will be here for the next 24 days up until Christmas. That is European Christmas. I know that you non-Europe people celebrate until the 25th, but Nina's German, so we're sticking with that. There is going to be an advent calendar on this channel this year. Yes, you've heard that correctly. What does that mean, you may ask? Well, you are in luck, my love, because for the next 24 days there will be a daily video with a new entrance build with a different theme each day up until Christmas. So without further ado, my love, I've already lost my center voice. Let's just get right into it and start with day number 1. Well, hello there. The secret is out, my love. Welcome to the advent calendar. I know that you've already seen the intro and that I've already introduced the thing, but now the secret is finally out. Now you know what I have been working on. I have been teasing this throughout the last couple of months and also on stream, and it's been a ride. It's been a ride. Up to this point, it is currently November 19th. I have not built all of the builds. I'm still missing, I think, 10, but I've built 14 so far. And I have done a little bit of editing. So I am very, very excited to finally get into this because I have been prepping and planning and doing all the things. So welcome again. This is the first build. This is going to be like a Frozen castle, kind of Frozen inspired by the movie Frozen, Elsa's little castle. I mean, it's not a little castle, it's a very big castle. And also just like a monochromatic kind of theme. So I only used white and like some icy tones, because I thought that that would be a very nice mix of things. You will also see me fidget with this castle quite a bit because I had to move it back and move it forward and then, you know, do a whole bunch of things, because it was quite difficult to get this right, because I wanted this to be at nighttime or at like 5 AM so that you get that beautiful like bluish lighting and like all the nice silhouettes in the distance, because I felt like they just tied this whole thing together. Also, if I sound slightly sick, I'm very sorry. I am sick, so that's why. I am feeling okay though. My voice just may not sound too good, but I'm feeling very, very excited to finally be walking you through this. Also a couple of heads up as to how I did this, what's gonna come, how, you know, the codes and all that good stuff. So first things first, I recorded this on my modded Switch. I'm not doing any modded builds, I'm not using modded items, I'm not doing anything modded. The only modded feature I am using is that I can give myself items more easily. So if you see me, not for this build, I think I didn't know how to use the software quite yet, you know, as I was building this, because this was actually the first thing I've built. But throughout the videos, you will see me use items, and you may notice that my pockets never get empty. That is because I use the refill option so that I don't have to constantly go and get new trees. Because if you want to record like 24 builds that aren't too basic, you go through a shitload of items, you go through a lot of stuff and things. I just didn't have the time to get all of that manually. So that is the only modded feature I am really using, just so you're aware. You can get all the items. They are regular in-game items. You can get them through Treasure Islands or through playing the vanilla way, whatever you prefer. But I used my modded Switch to make my life a little bit easier for these 24 builds that we're going to be uploading. Secondly, all the codes that I'm using are going to be in each description box, because obviously I'm going to be using a shitload of different codes. So all the codes that I have been using for each build are going to be in each video description. So I'm not going to have them on the website. I'm not going to have all of them in one place. I'm going to have them with each video. So with each theme, you will be able to find the creator codes under the video. And then lastly, regarding the themes and the time of year and stuff, the time of year is going to vary. We're going to have builds in autumn, builds in winter, builds in summer, in spring, and everything in between. We're going to have some more generic themes like cottage core or fairy core, but we'll also be doing a couple more elaborate things that I'm not going to be spoiling just yet. You will have to see that for yourself, my love, when it gets to that. But that's all the disclaimers really that I have for you. Other than that, it's going to be regular speed builds. As we know, I'm going to be waffling on and walking you through the entire process, and at the end we will have a tour of the finished build, as we know. But yeah, that is all the disclaimer stuff. I really hope that you're as excited for this project as I am. This is definitely the biggest project that I've ever done, because obviously uploading daily is a lot. I salute anyone who can do that, but with builds and stuff and streaming, I just have never been able to, and I really wanted to do something very special for this Christmas time, because Christmas time is my favorite time of the year, and I've never really done anything special for Christmas. I've never done anything special on this channel. That sounded very sad. Jesus. So I thought that this year would be the year, and we do a very big project. And if you have any feedback, what you think, also what you'd like to see, if you have any very unique theme ideas, please let me know down below, as I do still have 10 videos left to record. So I do have some island ideas, some theme ideas, but none of them are set in stone. So if you have any special requests that you'd like to see me do, any color schemes, drop them below so that I can maybe tackle some of them. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of this. But yes, welcome again. I hope you've all been well. How has everyone's week been? I know that it's been a bit inconsistent lately, but that is also because, you know, if it's been a lot, it's been a lot. And I can't lie, I did struggle a little bit with burnout, not because of this particularly, but doing different themes each day and then also streaming on an island and recording on another island has been a lot. And so I just sometimes could not finish an edit or finish a build because my brain just couldn't handle it. I've also been sick, which is now, but you know, I'm recording this 2 weeks into the past, so I've probably already recovered. Pray to the Lord. I hope that I have. Really hope that I have recovered. But yeah, I'm very excited for this advent calendar. So for this build, let me maybe talk a little bit about it. I wanted to have this castle in the background, and you can already see that it's getting a bit brighter, but for the final tour and for what I would imagine this island, if this was an actual island theme and you would continue, I would probably set the DA to 5 AM just because I feel like the lighting ties it in quite well and it goes with the color scheme and everything. So I thought that would be the best idea, because then you get those nice like little shadow silhouette thingies in the distance of the castle, because obviously it doesn't really look like a castle if you look up close because it's just a bunch of arches and pillars and stuff. But I really wanted to use the frozen arches and the frozen pillars and all the frozen items in general, and also this variation of the castle items, because I feel like it's very underused and it's very pretty, very pretty indeed. And I feel like it does kind of look frozen, so I'm very happy with that. And then to the right we're gonna do some like mountains also on top of the cliffs. Obviously I'm doing a bit of random decoration because I wouldn't, you know, if this was an actual island that I would continue doing, then obviously I'd think a little bit more about what would be behind it, what would be next to it and stuff, and I would decorate the cliffs accordingly. But because this is a standalone kind of build, I'm kind of gonna not pay too much attention to the cliffs back here. I'm gonna fully decorate them, but they're gonna be a bit sparse, so it's not gonna be any elaborate decoration. It's gonna be like a ton of bushes and flowers and stuff, and some frozen items, some glowing items, which by the way, I really like how the glowing items match the snow, because they do kind of look like little clusters and clumps of, is clump an actual word? Lump mountains of snow. I really, really like them. And then obviously I used the dormant volcano as actual snowy kind of mountain tops, which I really, really like. And I'm going to extend the cliff a little bit further in a second. But I really, really like how this turned out. And then up here, I also wanted to use some smaller trees to play with perspective a little bit more, because obviously if you have like a mountain top, then the trees will probably not be very, very tall next to it. They are still way too tall if this was like an actual mountain in the distance, like the dormant volcano. But I felt like using the medium and small cedars would do the trick well enough. You know, you can't see all too well anyway, because in front of this, we're going to be doing a very dense kind of frozen forest. So we're going to be using a ton of cedar trees. I also only used cedar trees in this build. We didn't use any hardwoods because I felt like it looked a lot more, I don't know, it just looked colder with only cedars for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I really, really like it. Maybe it's because of the color, and the dark kind of teal color of the cedar trees really, really matches the frozen version of the vine. And I'm also going to be using the illuminated trees, some mush lamps, again, some illuminated items. So very, very, like all the white items, really, the decayed white trees as well, because I really tried to make use of this monochromatic kind of color scheme, because I've never really done a build that was only using one color. And then in front of this, in front of the castle, once I have done all this like kind of foresty bit kind of back here, we're going to be doing a frozen lake, which I'm very excited for, which was very, very fidgety, because I decided that it was going to be a lake at first, and then I tried to turn it into like a frozen river with obviously custom designs. So it was very, very fidgety. And I also tried to play with the space being a bit more open, because I usually don't do that, but I felt like for this, if I was to clutter up too much in front of the castle, it would take away too much from the castle. So I really tried to keep it fairly flat towards the front, and then densen it up to the sides, so that the castle almost feels like very tucked in from the front, if that makes any sense. So you come in, it's an open space, you get this beautiful viewpoint. Also to the right, we're going to be doing another cliff to the right in front of the build, and you will see me place down some in-game pathing. I will call it out once we get to that point, but I'm actually not going to be placing an incline, because obviously I'm going to tear this down afterwards. So I felt like it was a bit of a waste, even though this is a modded switch, so I could just, you know, mod the incline there. But I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like I still play mostly a vanilla. I only give myself items really on this spicy switch. So I don't know, I really enjoy doing stuff the slow way. Obviously sometimes terraforming can be a bit of a hassle, but I feel like we all know that. But I don't know, I feel like if you do stuff too fast, it kind of takes away from the gameplay, and I really, really enjoy terraforming in general. So I kind of did all of that vanilla mostly. Sometimes I did a little bit if it was too much, but you know. Anyway, why am I going on about this? I have no idea. But this is the cliff that I was talking about a little bit ago. So this is where I would usually place down an incline, because I wanted to have a viewpoint, because I realized that I kind of had this beautiful castle and I didn't have any viewpoint to view it from. So I would probably make this a cliff that would also lead into another area, but this is going to be fully enclosed, so you can only go down the cliff, and that it's not going to lead anywhere. But usually I'd probably connect this to something on the right, maybe into a land bridge, or just raise up a ton of cliff to have like an area on the second level. So I'd probably do that. And then I just did some very natural decorations up there as well. I'm not even sure, because this has been a while since I've recorded this. I've recorded this I think in October or September, so it's been a while since I have been recording this. So we're kind of watching this for the first time, not for the first time, but we're kind of watching this together. Isn't that fun? I think it is. I think it really is. But now I think I'm just trying to enclose this place, this little space in the middle. And at that point, I wasn't sure that I was gonna do a frozen lake. I was going to keep it an open kind of grassy, icy area, kind of very much, you know, just keeping it simple, because if you look at like snowy kind of landscapes, there's probably not too much going on with like, you know, foliage and stuff, because it's all frozen and a lot of it died probably, and a lot of it is already buried underneath the surface of the snow. But then I also switched back to night, and I decided that I did want to do a little bit more of an elaborate build, because just keeping it empty just felt wrong. I know that people can really pull that off, but it's not really my style. So I decided to go with this icy path that I already used on my last kind of winter island that we've done, Oatmeal, if any of you lovelies have been here for that, which was a wonderful island. And I really liked this path because there aren't too many great icy paths, sadly, or at least none that I am aware of, and that look very natural. So sadly this one is a little bit repetitive, but I really like it still, because it also has this very soft kind of blue color, and I really like the pattern on it because it feels kind of like soft again. I don't know, I feel like it really matched this vibe, because obviously icy and just very cozy looking still. I'm not sure why I find this cozy, because it's probably fucking freezing, but I really like how this looked. And then I obviously broke up the path, because it wouldn't be one of my builds if I didn't break up the path to put something underneath, or not underneath, kind of, you know, within that little glowing moss that's kind of floating on the lake, which I thought was very cute. And I also decided to sprinkle in some of the Bunny Day garden decorations, because they reminded me of those like snow bunnies. I'm not sure if that's a thing. And I also tried to block off the lake, because I didn't want you to access it, even though I think you are going to be able to access it at the end. But I thought that I would at least try to block it off, because I don't know, I felt like it would take away from the illusion too much if you were to be able to access it. But then I remembered that you can actually walk on frozen rivers. Don't do that though, kids, it's not very safe. But technically you could, and so I did. And I also sprinkled in some star fragments. Even though this isn't technically like a magical build, I felt like it really matched the vibe, and it just added some more light, because, you know, at the end I did decide to put this towards the kind of morning hours when it's still kind of dark, and I just felt like it just added so much more magic to this. And I feel like they even kind of look like little snowflake thingies, so I thought that was really cute. And now up here we are finally decorating the last little spot, which is the little lookout spot. So as I said, I would probably usually keep this open towards the right side to keep like a little pathway going to lead into the next area, but for the purposes of this video I just completely enclosed it so that it would make for a nice picture and a nice tour at the end, and it just, you know, wouldn't look too empty. And you could always open this up, you know, if I was to continue this island, which I'm not, because I did delete all these entrances once I completed and toured them, because I don't know, I could have just kept them, because I think on a modded Switch you can have like multiple islands, but I just really didn't want to. I felt like it was nice to just kind of mood board even and explore all these themes. And if we end up having like a very favorite theme, that could even be the next island theme that we do, even though now that we've only done the entrance to Skir, to the new kind of Nordic Druid Icelandic island, we're gonna be working on that after this advent calendar is done. So, you know, that's that. But I'm still very excited about that theme. And then after that, we can pick the new one, maybe out of one of these entrances that may inspire us for a new island. But we are already nearing the end of this video, my lovely. I hope that you enjoyed this very first video of the advent calendar. I shall be back tomorrow with a brand new speed build and island theme, if you'd like to check that out as well. And yeah, take care of yourself, my lovely. I shall see you tomorrow. Until then, and bye-bye.